Okay, how about now, folks? How about now?
Take two.
Our friends that are listening and helping us have sent us numerous text messages, and our people who just love us because we're amazing have also sent us text messages. So we said we were going to chat a little bit about Valor while we waited for everybody to get in. Maybe everybody's in now. Anyway, we'll kind of press replay. My name's Ray Johnson. I'm the Director of Coaching for Valor. Really excited about this upcoming season and getting started in year number 4 for Valor Soccer. My man next to me, Keith Blyer, our Assistant Director of Coaching. We're going to give you guys the best presentation we can today, as much info as we can, and it should be good. So I think we're 4:04 almost. So we're going to get started here in just a second. There's going to be a lot of slides for you guys to watch, and then we promise we'll bring our faces back up at the end.
And what we should do is wish you guys the best of luck during your high school seasons, right? Because this is kind of it's a funky calendar for you guys when it comes to club soccer, to have to try out for your club team, be placed on a club team, and then see you later, right? You're out of our hair or out of our scope for a couple months. Most of you guys are going to go play high school soccer, and we wish you the best. We actually are, advocate for playing high school soccer and getting a different perspective, right? Maybe you play a different position. Your role in the team will probably be somewhat different than it will be with Valor, but we'd love to hit the ground running with you guys right away. Obviously, the high school season gets in the way, so we'll kind of go through that when we hit the calendar portion of this presentation. So good to have you. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday afternoon. It's not the nicest Saturday afternoon, so
might be okay to be inside today.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, folks. All right, Valor Soccer team formation meeting. If that is not what you're looking for, find your other Twitch channel or stay tuned. This could be very fun for you. Our U16-U19 2004-2007 boys high school age teams. Like the note says on the left, we will not be monitoring the chat or taking questions during this presentation. Your contacts, you can reach out to your coach if you have questions. They can get it to me. Obviously, myself and Keith's information is all over the website, so you can find us. And your coach will be holding a team meeting within the next couple of weeks to kind of get all the information for the upcoming season. All right, here's our agenda for today. We'll give you the teams and the coaches that have formed and are getting ready to register and build. Our Valor Partners, what does We Are Valor mean? Completing registration process, our club dues, fees, payment options, the uniform kit ordering process, Premier and Select calendars, club tournaments, volunteer information, college placement program, and then we'll be finished up for today. Here is our amazing staff. On the 07 Gold team, we have Matt Wayman. On our 06 Gold, Peter Hattrip. On our 06-07 Black, Peter Hattrip. And on our 07 Select, Mark Tomlinson. And our oldest U19 team, David Salter. All these coaches are returning to Valor, and we're really excited to have them all back. Very quality squad here in our high school boys age group. These are just a couple of our league affiliates. You can see US Youth Soccer. That is the umbrella we play under. And then right below them is Washington Youth Soccer, which is our state association. Slide over to the middle, you'll see South County Soccer Association. That is the umbrella of all of the cities that encompass our association, and then us, Valor, underneath them. On the right, you can see the two leagues we play in, the RCL and the North Puget Sound League, NPSL. All right, our sponsors. Valley Harvest International Market is our jersey sponsor and our biggest sponsor right now. They've helped us with a ton of scholarship opportunities and helping keep kids playing soccer. So we appreciate Valley Harvest. They've worked with us for a couple years now, and we really appreciate everything they do. Along the bottom, you can see Nike Soccer, soccer.com. Those are our uniform associates and our partnership with them. Tacoma Stars, Team Genius, Sports Connect, those are all the other companies we work with to help keep soccer affordable here. We are Valor. If you've ever gotten an email from us, a text from KB, we say we are Valor a lot. And what does that mean? We try to define it in a small bit here so you can understand. First off is our core values. Our club's core values, and they're on our badge, is courage, integrity, and honor. And those are extremely important to us. When we step out on the field, we want our players and our coaches to be courageous and be out there and play at a high level, but with great courage to say we're going to be our best every time. Integrity. We take this game very seriously, and every part of it we want to show integrity on and off the field, and we try to help mold our players to understand that. And then we play with honor within the rules, within the respect of the game to officials, parents, other players, all those things. So courage, integrity, honor, our core values. Our club philosophies. This is a way to train and a way to play. We send out a lot of information, a lot of curriculum to our coaches, a lot of how we want to help our players solve problems and try to build the beautiful game on the field to play in a way that nurtures and develops every single one of our players. Club policies, playing time, and club curriculum. As you go through this, you'll learn more and more about our club playing time policies and our club's curriculum of what we try to help our coaches with to make our players better. And then the last little bit on here is our club resources. This is for this age group, for the player, and for our future college students who want to play. We have Keith Blyer, who does a great job in our college placement program, and we're going to have a little more info about that at the end of the show. But here's some of the people that we have contacts with to help our kids play at the next level. And remember, you are a role model, and you're always representing the pride when your jersey's on. All right, some really fun stuff. Completing the registration process. This morning, you should have got an email from postmaster@bluesombrero.com. If you didn't see that, check your junk mail. Sometimes it ends up in there. The email will look something similar to what you're seeing here. The player made the team. Okay, and then it'll say your kid's name, congratulations, the team that you're being placed on, and then the next part of it says click here to get to how you sign on. You will click on the link in the email, and it will take you to the next page for registration. We're walking through this because sometimes it's very confusing. All right, the next part of it, you're gonna look for this participants. So you navigate, just scroll down the screen, and it should say accept or decline position. You're gonna want to click on that button. Once you click on that button, it'll pull up your policies contract. Folks, I'm one of you. We love to scroll right through these and click on the bottom so we can get done with this. Please make sure that you try to read through this. There is a lot of information in here of what you're agreeing to with your contract with Valor Soccer. A lot of stuff that we are accountable for and a lot of stuff that you're agreeing to, including the financial piece, the volunteer hours, your uniform. There's just a lot of line items in there, so please look through that the best you can, and when you're ready, click yes to move on. All right, here's our club dues this year. You can read the numbers. Premier $24.75, Select $12.40. Here's what, these items below here is what these cover. State, regional association, league fees, entry fees for Washington Youth Soccer sponsored state cups, field rental, maintenance, admin costs, coaching fees, referee fees, operational costs. There's a lot of stuff to make this work. For our U16 to U19, you guys in particular, club dues also cover our college placement program, resources and access to game recorded camera, our VO system. This is mainly for our premier program so that we can get video for your kids for the next level and also for our teams to get better. We're really excited to be part of the VO family and be able to offer this video to our players. Sorry. Payment options. Pay in full. Easy. One click, all done. And then we do have a payment plan where you pay your deposit and then 8 monthly installments. Those installments are May 10th through December 10th. Okay, and there's some service fee stuff down below there, but these are the choices for payment options. And don't worry, folks, you're almost done hearing my voice, and you'll get to hear KB's. Financial aid. This is a huge part of Valor. We try our very, very best to not say we can't help you. So if somebody is in need, if you have a hardship, if there's a financial reason that you're not able to play soccer, we want to see if we can help you out. So we offer financial aid. There are a lot of rules in the financial aid. So for example, we had somebody yesterday sign up for financial aid. They have not registered for a team yet. So make sure you're patient, and these steps have to go in order, okay? So you get your registration, you choose your payment plan, you have to pay your initial deposit, okay? Once you do that, you can fill out your financial aid. Now, if your financial aid reward is full and includes everything, then your deposit will be refunded, okay? But you need to pay the deposit first, okay? If you do have questions, you can email myself or our registrar, and she can help you with any questions. Last thing about financial aid. Financial aid applicants cannot opt out of volunteer hours. So if you know you need financial aid, don't select yes on your volunteer hour opt-out. That's a payment of $150. We want to help our financial aid the best we can, and with that, we want them to help us on some of these volunteer hours. Okay. More on volunteer hours. Each Premier and Select family is obligated to serve 8 hours of volunteer time over the course of the playing cycle. We have a ton of volunteer opportunities. Every weekend we set up tents for both the away and the home teams at most of our locations. Those are on every week. We also host a bunch of events like our Valor Days, like our Cleat Exchange. Our Junior Academy program hosts a couple things. We look for opportunities in there. Most weeks there's something going out that needs volunteer hours. We also sometimes need help just sorting stuff in the office, and we'll send something out. So be on the lookout. We try to give as many as we can. I can tell you just on a first-hand basis, we've offered numerous hours this year, and we've probably only filled about 65% of those hours. So there was plenty of hours that didn't get filled this year so far. At the time of registration, you may choose to opt out of your volunteer hours for $150. This opportunity is only available at the time of registration. If you decide 5 months from now, sorry, it's that registration only. There's no way in our software to do that. If you do not opt out and you do not complete your volunteer hours, you will be charged $200 near the end of your time here. Oh, looks like it's here. Never mind. December 4th. Didn't read far enough down. You'll be charged that on December 4th-ish. December 10th, the boss said. So get your hours done before this time frame, okay? If you complete your volunteer hours between the initial deadline and the final deadline, you will be refunded though. So we give you one more opportunity. If we charge you that $200, you got 2 months to sort it out and we'll refund you. Okay, I think we did good there. Here's some opportunities for club roles. Obviously, a head coach would get their 8 hours easily. an assistant coach. We wrote here worth up to 8 hours. Why did we write that? I will tell you why. If you decide to have 8 assistant coaches, they will each get 1 hour. If you have 1 assistant coach, that person can earn 8 hours. Okay? So we wrote that one on purpose. Team manager.
If you have 32 assistant coaches, they each get 15 minutes.
Team manager, 8 hours. Team treasurer, 8 hours. And a photographer, if approved to be on our photography team, would get 8 hours. And why do we say that? We don't want pictures of just your kids. I mean, it would probably be great, but to be a photographer for Valor, we ask you to do a couple other things. And if you're interested, we would love to have you, because we love having pictures that we can use for our social media and other events. Okay, all these positions are contingent on approval from us. So don't just go in there and select, I'm the assistant coach, and assume you're going to get your hours, okay? These are approved by Valor Soccer. So if you'd like to do it, you need to reach out to us or reach out to your team manager of your team and make sure they get us the information that you are doing this job. Once we give you the okay, we're going to give you about 2 weeks to get sorted out on the paperwork. You have to have your safe sports, your RMA background checks, your safety trainings done. These take a while. Okay, so please know that if you're volunteering for this, you have to have this done. And the reason we're setting a timeline is last year we have people trying to get their certs done when the season's over. And that's unfair for our staff to try to help you out. So we've put in a little bit tighter window here for these positions for club roles. Did you want to add something?
I was just going to say that we're covering a lot regarding the volunteer obligation for our families, and some of you might be sitting there thinking, well, I pay for my child to be a part of Valor Soccer. I have a busy life, and it's going to be hard for me to do this. Well, why do we do this? Our club needs the help in those small but very important areas, such as setting up the tents or arranging uniforms or some things that quite frankly burden us to a level where it starts to depreciate what we can do in our roles. 8 hours a year is not that much, and I think most of you would find that if you do step up and help the club, that fosters that unity, right? That whole thing where we are a true soccer club, and it's more than just dropping your child off at a training session. You'll feel better about yourself. We are very grateful when we see you out there. And 8 hours over the span of 10 months is really not a lot of time.
Yeah, and we'll just wrap this up because it is a lot. But we really do appreciate you as volunteers and as part of our family. And every minute and every hour that we get covered is one less hour for our staff, myself, KB, doing some of the stuff that takes away from our family as well. And then volunteer positions are always posted on Valor Soccer's website. Get involved, volunteer. We try to have something up there almost every week. Okay, I think KB's turn.
All right. We're all going to give Ray a golf clap for his portion of the presentation. The Olympic judges have waged their scores, and it's a 7.9, Ray.
Ooh.
Good job. Good job. You got a 7.7 last year, though. So. No, he covered the most important stuff, and I'll just kind of clean up here. And a little tag team effort by the two of us tonight. Uniform kit. The first thing that every parent who has had a kid in the club over the last year should know is this means nothing to you. Yay! You do not need to order a full Valor kit this year if you are a returning player. So you see in red there, if you are a new player, you will need to order the full kit, and the entire kit there is on the left, plus some optional items. We need to assign the numbers to the new players. That information will be provided to you. If you are a returning player and you really need a pair of black socks, obviously that's going to be an option for you. So you can fill out various kit items. My trunk is now a Valor Lost and Found, so you might want to check with me first. But then go ahead and order any replacement items. It's a 2-year cycle normally.
Yeah, 2-year cycle, and just so you know, because I want to hear my voice one more time, we please be patient if you're a returning player looking for new stuff. We have to get the rest of the team built before we can open the store back up for you.
Yep. So the new players will be getting information about all this, including their assigned numbers, so you will need to look out for that. All right, so team fees, in addition to the club fees. I think you all, most of you probably have been in this long enough to know that there are some extra things that teams do, and some of those come with a cost, other things don't, and it varies team by team. It will really be a collective decision, I think, primarily led or guided by your head coach, but you're going to have a team manager and a team treasurer, and start to think about some of those roles if you wouldn't mind stepping up or returning to those roles, because they're very important for each team. But those two people will then calculate what a team fee would be. So what would an extra team fee be? How about an additional tournament? You have obviously the registration fee to get into the event. If it's a travel tournament and you're renting 2 vans, if you're paying for the mileage reimbursement for a coach at some point during the league season, if the game is way up in Bellingham. So those are things. Team building activities, the social part of it. Obviously that comes with some fees at times. And then, as I mentioned, the travel expenses for coaches and for chaperones should you travel. So these will hit you, at times throughout the year. Obviously, we try to communicate them ahead of time. And generally speaking, I think this is an important point to make. Generally speaking, not universal, but generally speaking, team fees apply to everyone on the team. So if you can't make a given team party at Shakey's and they've rented a room, hopefully you're okay to step up and pay for your part of that. Some of that comes with some of the travel as well. Okay?
Shakey's is really cheap, don't worry.
First Shakey's reference of the presentation. So just keep an eye out for that, and just communicate with your team manager if you have any questions about team fees. We're getting there, gang. Okay, fundraising. Obviously, we as a club do as much as we can. This helps us keep the costs down, so the value returns to you. But we have a fun event every year called Valor Day, and you can see some of the pictures from the last one. Kids just had a blast. And yeah, there is some soccer to it, like the human-sized foosball that I see there on the upper right. I'm sad I missed that one. But there are a bunch of different activities that take place at Valor Day. Got inflatables and carnival games, and each premier and select team is required to provide 1 gift basket. This is just a one-time-a-year thing, and then 2 desserts. One for me. I just put them in the trunk of my car, and then
your team fee will help possibly pay for this.
Okay, so team fees will potentially apply to the gift baskets and the desserts and stuff, but it will be an end of summer event, and we will get that date to you as soon as we can. And really, it's far less soccer and more just having fun on that day. It's a good time. All right, so let's go through the select schedule, and I think this is where the really organized moms start pulling out their phone or bored. Maybe you're just going to scroll Instagram. I don't blame you, but you should also take some notes on what the schedule's like. Okay, so this is the select schedule, and so this is for Tomlinson and Salters teams, right? The first thing we would recommend, and we talked at the outset about. Those 2.5 months where we're not going to see each other. Let's not have that happen. Try to facilitate it through your coach, but why not get your team out on a really nice Sunday? 2 to 3 times during the high school season, just to have a kick around or some kind of gathering, a social gathering to meet each other if the team is coming together for the first time. So let's do that over the next 2 or 3 months, and then when we hit mid-May, that's when training starts, and we go. It's generally, even though it's mid-May, you can start to think about that as a summer cycle. It'll go from June 1st to September 5th, and that will include obviously tournaments. Okay, and we'll discuss tournaments here in a second. There's at least one there on the right side of your page. There are summer breaks, so go ahead and mark these down. It's a great time to get out of town. If you are a soccer rat like me, you don't want to miss anything, then these are the times to plan family vacations. The week leading to July 4th, and then the last week of August before a lot of kids start to get back to school. Select teams will play in the NPSL. That is usually a 12-match fall league from early September, kind of right after Labor Day-ish, and then into mid-December. Holiday breaks, select teams have the entire Thanksgiving week off. And then a full club break from December 19th to January 1st through the holidays. And then when we come back in 2023, that's crazy to say.
That is crazy.
Yeah, January 8th to the middle of February, select teams will take place in a cup competition called the Founders Cup, a Washington Youth Soccer event. Pool play, usually 3 or 4 matches, and then if you advance on a weekend, there's a semifinal and finals. Generally how it works. And then even though we had to postpone it this year, we're exploring every opportunity or every avenue we can to get that Liberty Challenge off the ground. It takes a lot of work. COVID had affected kind of our decision making this time around, but we've got that on the schedule for February of next year. And then there we go again, back here a year from now doing the tryouts. Washington Youth Soccer is in charge of those dates, so we can't give those to you right away. And then back you go to your high school season. Or for some of you, off to college. All right, so let's take a look at the Premier schedule, and I won't spend as much time on this one. I'll just tell you the difference. We would definitely like those teams, led by Matt Wayman and Peter Hatrip, to get together 3 to 4 times during the high school season in some form or fashion. Your training will start at the same time, that summer cycle. We do want to get you involved in a local college ID camp. ID camps are either 2 or 3 day events where you go and you train either as a team or sometimes as an individual, and those are run by college coaches. There are a couple good options in the area, and then we'd like to get you out to a travel tournament, whether that be running off to California or down to Oregon, and we try to pick tournaments that will get you exposure to college coaches. Same summer breaks. Go ahead, Ray.
And we're working with a couple clubs right now on these travel opportunities to see what we can offer to our premier teams for a travel summer tournament.
Yeah, we didn't want to make a blanket statement on everybody's going to this event this year, or here's what we're thinking. We'll communicate it once we know, and there will be some flexibility regarding the level of the team. RCL League is what you plan in the fall, a little bit longer than the Select League, and it obviously will depend on the division and the age group in terms of how many matches that you play. Holiday breaks are the same, although we do try to get the Premier teams 1 training session before we break for Thanksgiving, and then the same end-of-year break. We definitely would like to get you into 1 or 2 showcase events during the winter. The Winter Classic that just took place down at Starfire is a good one. That'll probably be there are options around Thanksgiving in and out of the state. I took a team to the Portland Timbers and Thorns Alliance, 2 teams actually in December. That went very well, and there were a lot of college coaches, so that'll be communicated. And then Premier teams either play in the President's Cup or the State Cup, which are the top 2 cup events in Washington. Then there's the Liberty Challenge, and then back we get to tryouts February of next year, followed by your high school season.
And then before we jump to the next scene here, we have in this age group, we also have our 2007 8th grade players, what we call a trap team. So our coaches will be reaching out to those teams as they get formed to find out how many 8th graders we have. And the 8th graders will play what we call a trap season, which will start beginning of March, probably pretty quick. And those 8th graders will have an opportunity to play while we're all off at high school. So just so you know, we are taking care of those kiddos that haven't quite started high school yet.
Yeah, my score from the Olympic judges just dropped because we should have that on the slide. It's important. If you're in 8th grade or you have a player who is in 8th grade, we will have a place for them to play over these next 2 months. So be on the lookout for that. And train, yeah. And there's actually a league. You will play in matches. It's an interesting league because you're going to have kids, from various ages, but you're in the high school environment now, so you're used to playing against older players. Okay, just a couple slides left, gang. By the way, if you have questions or anything, a lot of this can be directed to us via email. We'll get you the email addresses. You can reach out to your coach as well. So when we talk about what tournaments we're going to play in, again, for the select teams, go ahead and mark this down. July 15th to the 17th. You will play in the Kent Cornucopia Cup. We're affiliated with that event. and it's a great midsummer event for select teams. Then there's that Liberty Challenge February of next year, probably mid-February, and then additional tournaments with the approval of someone like Ray or myself will be added and communicated by your specific coach. Premier teams, if you're a Division III or lower RCL team, then you will probably play in the Cornucopia Cup. It's an option for you. We don't want to put our top teams, highest level teams, in that event. There is the Valor Summer Shield, which will take place July 22 to 24, so you can mark that one down. That's basically going to be a mandatory event for all Premier teams. And then the Liberty Challenge in February, and I can guarantee you, it says definitely, additional tournaments will definitely be added and communicated by the coach.
And the Summer Shield we're really excited about. This will follow the weekend after Cornucopia for our premier teams. We've been in communication with a bunch of clubs that are interested to send teams to our tournament. So should be really fun this summer.
I want to make sure that I have that in my, yeah, I do. I got it in my phone already. So I passed that test. All right? Okay, this is basically the last piece, and it's important to me personally. I think it will grow leaps and bounds over the coming years. We are a new soccer club, relatively new compared to some of the clubs that have been around us. And this, for me, is a piece that has to continue to grow. And I think naturally over the years, you're going to see that wall of fame, quote unquote, above you, the top of the slide there, grow. And I can add a couple already. Olivia Borman is going to go play at George Fox. We're really excited for her. There are other players that are on their way to college soccer programs this fall. We don't have those added to this slide. But it's very important for us to do everything that we can to set you up for an opportunity to play at the next level. Maybe not all of you want to go play college soccer, and that's fine. That's fine. But there are so many levels, so many opportunities, but you have to be proactive about it. So I hold these quarterly webinars to help kids navigate that system, because if you don't get started at a certain point in time, it can be hard to play catch up. So there's some information that has to be passed out to you. One of the things that we've added to the club over the last year is this VO system that Ray referenced. It's an elevated video recording system. You can see on the left there that what the camera looks like, and we get those out to as many premier matches as we can, and then those are uploaded. Software finds the ball, marries the two cameras together, and then it becomes an interactive experience for the player. They can download their clips, they can move the screen around, and it also helps teams with video analysis. You can then download the video and clip out your stuff so that you can market yourself, quote unquote. Premier teams and showcase events, we've kind of alluded to that. We're going to continue to be as ambitious as we can in terms of getting you to those events. You can get to college soccer from a Valor platform or from a Valor team, and then we're working right now to decide how we want to proceed in terms of having that online profile or platform in which you can not only create your specific information and pass it out to coaches, but for us to have an aggregate PDF or profile of a given team, so that we can then give that to college coaches who are on the sidelines, whether it's sports recruits as one example or College Fit Finder. All I can tell you is that we're making those decisions in a very short amount of time. And we have all kinds of resources. If you go to Valor Soccer, then you go to resources, go to College Placement Program, you'll find a bunch of stuff like this thing in the lower right, which is a nice little checklist for you guys as you proceed through your high school years. So more information coming about that, and I'm happy to answer any questions at any time. That's basically it. I'll give Ray the chance to button this up, but here's a good moment to kind of scroll down the email addresses. They're pretty simple. It's first.last@valorsoccer.com, but it's not Pete Hattrip, it's Peter, and it's not Dave Salter, it's David, and it's not Raymond Johnson, it's Ray Johnson. So there's how you can reach us, right now via email if you'd like.
Yeah, so jot these down, take a screenshot, whatever you want. Make sure you have these. Please reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer any questions, get on the phone if we have to. We would encourage you to go through your coaches first. They generally have a lot of information. If you don't get what you're looking for, then please reach out to KB or myself, and we'll find the answer for you. All right, let's get our faces back on here. Boom.
Here we are. We've already had one complaint that we were
Sitting too low. Okay. Is that good? Oh.
The pride, baby. Pride in the pride, baby.
Yeah, pride in the pride. KB and I are really, really excited for this year. We thought the tryouts went pretty well. We thought we have some great coaches. We have some really, really high-level coaches, high licensed, hard workers, bought into the program, to the curriculum, to the We Are Valor, the Valor style of play. We're very excited to put these products out here for you, and we're really excited to see the players this year and see how many of them we can help if they want to get to college, get there. Yeah, I'm excited.
And that's just one option, is to continue to challenge yourself and push on. We want to get kids obviously into those institutions of higher learning, whether you play college soccer or not. But obviously what we do within Valor is, I think, grounded in just having fun and being surrounded by players that want to be a part of our club. I would say the acceptance rate in terms of the offers that we gave out over the last 2 days is about 95%.
Yeah.
Very few people.
Yeah.
So these teams have completely come together already. I'm sure you're probably interested who's in, who's out. We'll let the coach of each team kind of communicate their roster. But it's who you would expect. There weren't too many surprises, which was really neat.
Yeah, and like we said, you'll probably, if you don't have a virtual meeting, you'll probably be getting together with your team over the next couple weeks. High school tryouts for most of us start February 28th, so that becomes a little bit of a busy week for these players. But yeah, you're going to be connected with us throughout your high school season. The coaches, Keith goes out to a handful of matches during the high school season just to watch and see our players out there. Myself included, I'm going to attend at least one of every high school this year.
Well,
right.
Yeah. High school coach over here.
No, we really appreciate all your time today. We thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us 40 minutes of your Saturday afternoon, evening.
So you're welcome for the 5 minutes back.
Yeah.
By the way, have fun. Do whatever you want. Over the next 4.5 minutes, you can do whatever you want.
Including staying on our Twitch channel and watching our banner.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all I got, KB.
That's it, man.
You know what we should do before we do this?
Yeah.
We should thank Christy.
Yeah, should we show Christy? I think
she would be really mad at us. Yeah, she's hiding.
Well, Christy McIver, Valerie McHenry, Jenny Johnson, Cam Briggs, Dean Aldridge, all these people that work tirelessly off the field so that we can do the fun stuff is very. We're very grateful, and it's not taken for granted. That's for sure.
All right, I guess Valor on 3.
1, 2, 3, Valor.